Hi, I'm Carol Andrews for another episode of Southwest TV News. Here are some of the stories coming up on today's show. In late June, a new 64-slice CT scanner was installed at the Cypress Regional Hospital in Swift Current, replacing the former 10-slice model. Sask Energy reignited its long-standing program in Swift Current this past week through a partnership with the local United Way. An effort which has collected thousands of pieces of winter apparel across the province. For those who enjoy coffee, this is a common scene in most communities. But on one particular day, patrons to Starbucks in Swift Current were treated to a free cup. Thanks for joining us here today. Following a generous donation, a new CT scanner is in place at the Cypress Regional Hospital in Swift Current. We have more in today's top story. Technology is constantly changing, and this is seen on a daily basis in the medical field, where health regions strive to have the latest equipment in place for their patients. In late June, a new 64-slice CT scanner was installed at the Cypress Regional Hospital in Swift Current, replacing the former 10-slice model. A welcome improvement for the medical imaging department and its clientele, while putting Swift Current in line with other larger medical centers.
3,400 is kind of our average, and I could see us increasing that because we can do more scans a day with this technology, because the scans can be done quicker than the previous scanner was able to.
The unit was purchased through the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation, following a generous donation earlier this year from the estate of the late Roy Blanchard.
My understanding, the entire cost of the project was about $1.6 million, and Mr. Blanchard left us about $1.2 million in his estate. So the foundation and our group decided to make the raising that $400,000 difference our project for 2013, and that's what we've been working at for the balance of this year.
The CT scanner is just one of the many pieces of medical equipment and other hospital furnishings which the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation has purchased for the various healthcare facilities across the region. A mere example of where your donations are hard at work for the residents of Southwest Saskatchewan. To date, the foundation has raised one-third of the remaining $400,000 to pay off the new CT scanner, with hopes of raising the remaining balance through the upcoming Your Family's Health Radiothon on October 3rd and 4th. We've enjoyed your photos and story ideas all summer, and now we want to see what's happening this fall. Send us your back-to-school photos, your autumn scenery, and other unique images. And you could be a part of the new MySWTV feature at the end of the show. Email us today to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. The town of Shaunavon is a growing community in southwest Saskatchewan, and with growth comes opportunity. David and Amy LeMay have lived in Shaunavon since 2009 and are one example of entrepreneurs taking advantage of the growing markets in Saskatchewan. After recognizing the increase of residential development over the years, the market for another plumbing shop in town came to mind. In 2012, they opened up their own business, Magnum Plumbing and Heating, with the help of David's father, Paul. Paul is the company's journeyman and was a crucial addition to the team in order for the business to become a reality. Co-owner Amy LeMay explains the role of each team member.
The plumbing trade is a compulsory trade, so there has to be a journeyman in the picture. David, it was a benefit because we know the area, we know the people. Coming from a small plumbing shop, he did a little bit of everything. Myself, I worked at the credit union, so I had the financial. I went to school for my office education, so I was able to kind of tackle this part of it so they don't have to worry about it and they can worry about the work out in the field.
Starting a new business can be challenging for any new entrepreneur. Selecting the right market, dealing with competitors, and getting the necessary funding are some of the hurdles faced by a new business owner. LeMay outlines how they address their financial concerns.
I approached the credit union just kind of in the thoughts phase. And one of the lenders had said, well, you probably would have better luck with Community Futures because that's what they're all about. Going to them and learning about how they help, and it was kind of just a given, going to them first with the business plan and having their support. And I like that they not only are there for the financial support, but they're there for the moral support.
Along with the financial challenges, there are also other factors to consider. Giving up a steady paycheck in order to start a business is a tough decision and adds stress when you have a growing family. With the LeMays raising 3 children, they were unsure of how the community would respond to their business. However, LeMay says the community support came through in the end.
We actually were over what we expected. We never anticipated being as busy as we are, which is great. We couldn't have a better community, a better supporting community.
Thanks to Community Futures Southwest, success stories such as Magnum Plumbing and Heating are becoming more common across the region. Community Futures Southwest helps business owners with financing and business training, making dreams become a reality. Contact their office today. Helping those in need is the focus of the Share the Warmth campaign. And now that program will be helping Swift Current residents through the winter months. Autumn is here, and as we all feel the crispness in the air, we change our choice of clothing apparel to match the season. A natural move is to look through our closet for a warmer sweater or jacket. However, for some households, the cold temperatures can be a challenge when it comes to clothing the entire family. Here's where the Share the Warmth campaign comes into play. Sask Energy reignited its long-standing program in Swift Current this past week through a partnership with the local United Way, an effort which has collected thousands of pieces of winter apparel across the province.
I would say we were kind of a victim of our own success. The program got so huge in the last year. I think we collected about 170,000 pieces of warm clothing in 1 year around the province, which that's a really big pile to figure out what to do with it. And we got a bit tired, I would say, so we just took a little bit of a break, and now we're back at it. And I think we'll probably look for communities where we can do this, where we know the community is going to rally behind us and help with the volunteering. I have to say Swift Current has just been amazing coming together.
Volunteers assisted in collecting and sorting through the donated sweaters, jackets, and other winter apparel at the depot at the Swift Current Mall, the Broncos-Warriors game, and the Go Green Friday barbecue. A community project which brought local residents and other groups together for one common cause.
It's a good way for our students to be involved in our community, and it doesn't cost anything, so it's just a matter of donating our extra clothing for somebody in need.
Who in Canada doesn't buy a lot of warm clothes? And then we grow out of it, or we shrink and we need to get rid of them. So it's a solution to help those that need them. We also have a large immigration base within Swift Current as well as Saskatchewan. These individuals, sometimes they're aware of the weather conditions, sometimes they're not. So it's a way to help families, kids within the community who might need those.
The Share the Warmth campaign in Swift Current had a goal of collecting 10,000 pieces of winter clothing over the 3 days. If you missed out on your chance to donate to the campaign, you can always drop off your winter clothing items to the Salvation Army in Swift Current. W.W. Smith Insurance has reached a milestone as it celebrates its centennial. Having served Southwest Saskatchewan for the past 100 years, W.W. Smith Insurance is your motor license issuer, while specializing in all of your personal and commercial needs, including home, auto, agro, business, and life insurance. W.W. Smith Insurance, independently owned and operated since 1913. We've enjoyed your photos and story ideas all summer, and now we want to see what's happening this fall. Send us your back-to-school photos, your autumn scenery, and other unique images. And you could be a part of the new MySWTV feature at the end of the show. Email us today to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. An anonymous cash donation recently brought a smile to the faces of coffee patrons in Swift Current, with the hopes of paying it forward. For those who enjoy coffee, this is a common scene in most communities. But on one particular day, patrons to Starbucks in Swift Current were treated to a free cup. An anonymous donor made a cash donation with the simple intention of helping others and hoping the kindness would spread from one person to the next. Christina Harrison was one of the staff at work that day and explains the overall reaction from clients.
Just shocked. They were completely shocked. What do you mean it's free? I'm like, well, we're doing a pay it forward, and all we ask is that you do something nice for somebody else in the community. And a lot of people actually redonated anywhere from $20 to $40 to keep the pay it forward going that day. It was a beautiful shift to be working that day. My face was pretty sore by the time I went home.
A random act of kindness that filled the hearts and the cups of well over 200 clients throughout the day, with each receiving this green note of inspiration to carry the positive trend forward.
Basically just gave everybody the message that this isn't just a free coffee, this is something more. This is giving you something wonderful to make your day a bit better, so that you in turn will turn around and make someone else's day better. Or the next time you're asked to donate to something, or you have the opportunity to give, that that'll be in the back of your mind, and you'll think that, yeah, you actually have a responsibility when you live here and breathe the air on this earth to make the world better before you leave.
A simple act of kindness which made the difference for so many on a small scale, with the possibility of now carrying that positive message forward on a daily basis. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at mylocaltv.ca. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.